Hey everybody, Texas Danny coming to you from, what is it? It's early Friday morning, October the 22nd, 2021. It's late 2021 now. We're closing up the last part of the year here. Time is moving very quickly, very, very quickly. Uh, just by chance tonight or earlier yesterday on Thursday, watching Patrick Roberts and his channel with Sharkatan on there. Na mentioned parts of Indonesia looking like a plesiosaur. Kind of a different look to it. Kind of avenues of change. And if any of you follow my channel, you'll know that avenues of change is what we constantly seem to have on Earth, at least as it is demonstrated. Cannot be physically verified in person in any way, shape, or form because I just can't get there. Always fate or circumstance intervenes, as this place is a deeply controlled environment, one way or the other. It truly is. Now, as we are in this and I am observing things, please excuse the simple format here of the walls, but as we are observing things change, I am at least with the Google Earth, sometimes checking into my 2012 North American Atlas, or even something as simple as seeing media representation of movies or documentaries or other maps or that kind of thing changing. I scope out the changes and I look and I see what the parameters have been doing, what the form is, at least demonstrated in the moment. Whether that form is true or accurate, or if it's just a change of something that can be done very easily, and that's just what I'm observing. These things aren't changing whatsoever. They're just changing on the visual media that I'm looking at. Okay, that could be happening. What I'm seeing, though, is, to me, uh, since I am coming from, like a lot of people, from 2016, where a lot of us quantum jumped or became deceased or got transmuted or transported or liberated, or you come up with whatever you want to come up with on this, okay? That primarily happened in 2016. A lot of people maybe a little earlier, 2015, certainly later, 2017, 18, 19, whatever, 2020, 2021. If you just came in, welcome to the show, okay? What I'm saying is if you're a quantum jumper, or Mandela affected, or a reality shifter, or a timeline shifter, whatever, because this thing is wide and varied, and it's got a big, big bread box to look into. But I think it's time to bring up the fact that we seem to be on, without a doubt, a certifiable, segmented track. Okay? We're closing up. We're a vehicle that's closing its radius, that's changing. The orders came through some time ago. We goes home now. Party over, right? So close up shop. And that appears to be possibly what's happening. And closing up shop, we are doing. And we're changing ever so slowly and ever so surely. Uh, some of the things that have been going on got me to a point of frustration because I could see the obvious fakeness of the whole thing, and that'll annoy you. Yeah, it really will, especially when the program wants to run and you don't want to listen to it and say, okay, I know what your BS is, and I don't even want to go through the feed. But you have to. They're doing what they're doing, and this place is doing what it's doing. Systematically, slowly and surely, but methodically, and in some cases, maybe perhaps rapidly, much more rapidly than we want to admit, it's happening and it's taking place. So those things that you're going to see in the social environment, the political environment, the cultural environment, the economic environment, the physical structure of the world is going to be adapted or is going to be made to accommodate the things that are happening, whether they're true or not. They're going to be going on. And with the physical space closing like it is and the use of elements being included in this, it's going to keep doing its apparatus mechanisms are going to keep on working, and we're going to keep on having these changes. I don't care how they happen, if they're supernatural, if they're super scientific, if any source of the cause or the power, you name it. Okay, but if it's happening, it's happening, and that means that we're on a time frame. Okay, so again, things have been increasingly quick in some ways. Some things have kind of stalled and been slower than I ever imagined they would be, but some things have moved right along. So I'm still thinking that we are going to continue to do so. And even though I can't give any kind of an accurate time window, and I cannot whatsoever, because there may be aspects to this that I just am not aware of whatsoever. And that makes sense. And that makes sense for all of us. So as these things happen, though, as we close up and we close in, and we become a tighter vehicle, those things are going to happen, and those things are going to be adapted for the events that are going to be, whether they're artificial or real or what, they're coming through. And so are the changes. So please be ready, because I don't think when we go to a certain point, when we get to a certain point, I think we will eventually come to a point of super collapse or super size reduction very, very, very quickly, almost immediately. Okay? When this happens, when it's time, we'll just go from whatever size we're at, and we'll be shrunk extremely fast. And that's how that'll happen. And I think it depends on where our exact position is, how we're moving, how we arrive there, and what needs to happen when we get there. Again, we're heading there quick, and we are again still on approach, and still in closings, and still in operations. Thanks for listening. Texas Danny out.